talk about FREEJAYING and how you should pretty much never do it. I know, there's gonna be some of you out there that are gonna say, but Kilma, I've made like great connections doing FREEJAY gigs and then I've gotten more money out of it. That is super fantastic. That is wicked. I'm glad you were able to do that. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the DJs that are, they've been playing for like 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, and they're still doing more than one FREEJAY gig a year. And the issue with this is that if you are struggling to survive as a DJ and you have trouble even asking for your worth, then these FREEJAY gigs are only amplifying why this is so frustrating for you. I will eventually go into a whole series about fundraising and nonprofits and where that money actually goes when someone tells you, we're not actually making money off of this, like it's going towards a fundraiser. And you know what? Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. So it's good to educate yourself. But let's head over to some of the reasons why FREEJAYing doesn't work. Number one, it devalues you as a DJ. Say, for example, you go into a club and you want to throw a night and they don't have any money to pay you, or so they say. And they say, but it'll be great exposure. Like, I don't know who you are. I've never heard you DJ before. So why don't you just come here, play for the exposure, and yeah, well, maybe we'll talk about paying you in the near future. We'll definitely give you some beer. Wait, beer, that'll pay the rent. So you're telling this person that, you know what? Right. I don't really value myself, so I'm just gonna do this gig for free, and then hopefully maybe they'll pay me in some future gigs. And you're teaching that person how to treat you, as opposed to just walking away and finding another club that would potentially pay you. So instead of being conned into these situations where you feel like, oh, you know what, this person's right, like maybe I'm not well known enough to be playing in the clubs for money. You know, if that business professional is indeed professional, they're going to invest in acts that work, that bring in crowds. They're going to see the value in paying somebody to get more people into their club. So if they're not investing in you, you're kind of getting yourself into situations with people that might not be that professional to begin with. 2, that person could also be conning you into getting a free DJ. Maybe they do pay some of their DJs on the weekend, but they know that there are going to be artists that come in there that they can kind of con into playing for free because they're just so excited and they really want to play, and hearing things like exposure and opportunity can really make somebody feel like, yeah, you know what, you're right, this is a super great opportunity, and really it's a joke, seriously. And if it's not a joke, you really have to question that business practice. The other thing is, when you're doing an event for free, this should be something that you're only doing maybe once a year. And when you're doing that, you are networking. So say, for example, this is a friend's private pool party or an event where they weren't going to do a DJ, but you suggested that they do a DJ because you knew that your target demographic was going to be there. So you worked it out in some sort of way where maybe they gave you a piece of art, or maybe it was a photographer showcasing all of their work, and you trade work for work. That's a really fantastic way to go about it in situations where you can actually network properly and build lasting relationships. That's really fantastic. But unfortunately, if you don't know how to ask for your worth and you often find yourself in situations where you're DJing for free, then you probably don't know the business side of things where you're actually utilizing those situations. And so if you're doing multiple FREEJAY events and you're not seeing something profitable come from it, then it might end up being an ego stroke, right? So, hey, I DJ every single weekend, but I'm not actually making money, or those events aren't really of quality, or maybe those promoters are taking advantage of your kindness and you don't know, because a lot of the times we don't know. As long as people are being nice to us, we just assume they've got our back. And that's unfortunately not always the case. It's important to educate yourself. It's important to really understand the business side of things. And as much as we want to give people the benefit of the doubt, don't let that be a deciding factor of whether you are going to accept yet another FREEJAY gig. So educate yourself and really limit how many you're doing. And when you are doing them, really want to utilize, because like some of the people might argue, hey, I have done FREEJAY events and had success, they are networking really well and they are charging their worth on every single other gig that they're doing. So if it has become a habit of doing free events, then it's not working. Sorry guys. It's time to try something new, and lots of luck to you. If you have a personal story where you actually did a FREEJAY event and you made decent coin from it because you networked really well, I want to hear those stories. If you maybe used to do a lot of free events and you realize now that wasn't really working for you, I want to hear those stories. I want to hear how you changed. Maybe you're feeling stuck and you need a little bit of advice from somebody from the outside. Leave some comments below and let us know. And send your Ask Kilma questions to me on Twitter or email or... Thanks guys.